Hello. I want to talk about Quick Play a little bit, just my first impressions on it, and I just want to ramble, I think. Um, First, just the UI. It's nice, right? I like the UI of Laser, just like in general. Because it's clean. It's always clean. It always, everything in the UI fits together. I just like it. And like, I know some people don't. They think it's too modern or too like distracting in other ways. And I really don't get why people say that. Like, you can just like not like it. But ultimately, it's not even gameplay, so I don't really get the point of disliking it. It's like when they changed the UI of the website, like, I'm sure some people cared, but it's not the game, right? So, like, if you like it, it's fine. If you don't like it, it shouldn't bother you, because it's still not the gameplay, so, yeah. It would be nice if it was skinnable, but, like, I know that's coming someday later. Maybe years later down the line, because there's a lot to skin, but still. I think it's nice. There's a lot of little charm, like these thingies. They're flying around you. And it just looks nice. Other parts of the UI look nice too, like the results screen. There's a lot of nice stuff going on. There's a lot of information, like, that has to be displayed at the same time, but I think it does that well. Even though, like, I know it's difficult, but I think it just, there's a lot on the screen, and yet everything works fine. And, well, there's a few tiny things I'd change, I think. For one, I think, like, it's in the multiplayer menu. It's pretty hidden. Like, you have to go from, like, main menu, then multi, right? And then you go to quick play. And I think a lot of people won't even, like, see it's there. Like, obviously, if you watch the video on it, you'll know it's there somewhere and you'll find it pretty easily. But, like, a lot of very casual players might not even notice that it's there, right? They're just, like, not notice, not bother, or just, like, not even play multi. A lot of people just go to solo and don't check out anything else, right? They're just, I want to play solo, and, like, that's fine, but I think you could advertise it a bit more. I also think on beat map selection, it should maybe show the length of the maps, because right now it's kinda a bit hard to actually pick anything when you don't know what the maps are yet. And the map pool is the same, like, across different sessions right now. I'm guessing it'll change sometime, because, like, I mean, it being always the same would just be silly, but it'll probably change sometime. But yeah, if you don't know what the maps are, then it's hard to choose anything, and then maybe you'd accidentally choose something you don't actually want to play, like a 5-minute marathon in, like, a quick little session. Or, no. I know it would probably be hard to show it. It already shows a lot of info, but still, I think that would be nice. And, the actual gameplay loop, it's fine. You can see it here. Like, you go to a round, you select some maps. One of them gets chosen, you download them, and then you play it. And that's for 5 rounds in a row. Like, that's fine. It's a bit much, I feel. Like, I think 3 rounds would be fine. Because, like, 5 rounds, you don't get that much time between the maps, like, unless someone's, like, spending the whole 2 minutes, like, downloading the map. But if everyone's, like, actually has good Wi-Fi, then You get like 30 seconds or a minute maybe to select your map, download it, and then you have to play the map like instantly. You don't get to retry and stuff, obviously, because it's kind of like a tournament setting. So it can get a bit tiring and like a bit like there's a lot of stress on actually just like starting the mode, because you'll be like, well, you have to put away like the next 20 minutes or so just to like play a whole 5 maps. And like, I don't think a lot of casual players even like that much. Because like, I've seen a lot of people that just quit pretty early. Which makes sense. Like if you're losing all the time and you're like, you're like, I got 1 point and everyone's better than me, and then like you're gonna quit. You don't want to play 5 more maps or like 4 more maps with someone who's just like gonna beat you every time. So it makes sense. But it's like maybe a knockout style thing would work more, even though it would be less casual, right? I don't know. And there's some other awards that could like, they can remedy it, but you don't have to win the whole thing, and you can still win like something. I mean, in this case, no one did, but like you can win something, but even then it's like, like most accurate, most score like is probably gonna go to number 1 anyway. And then there's like most spinner bonuses, which is like, what's the point? Like, it's funny, but no one really cares that much in the end when like each map has 1 spinner with like 100 score taken. I mean, I still like that it's here in general. And well, I think the map pool should just be random, like if we're talking about gameplay now. I get you want to show like high quality maps, that's fine. But I think it would be a lot more interesting if it was just completely random. Even if like low quality maps and like quotation marks. That's more interesting, I feel like. Because you get to choose something, like something new. And you could just keep playing, and like you'll find something interesting, maybe. Maybe something good, maybe something bad, but I don't think any map is like horrible. Like, I just like playing something and seeing what it's all about. Like, if it's ranked, that's probably good enough of a sign that it works, right? So I think if we want to, like, you know, if you want to make a random selection criteria or something, you're like under 5 or 6 minutes, because like obviously if it's, you shouldn't like get the unforgiving and then waste an hour of people's time. And that's really it. Like, I don't think there's much else to really care about. Like maybe, you know, maps that are too short even, like also like more than 1 minute, because you don't want to see silly stuff, that's all. And then maybe you can even use user tags to like select different skill sets, or use user rank to like determine what kind of difficulty you can choose, right? Because if there's a 6 digit over here, then maybe you shouldn't like be picking 7 stars. But if it is a room full of 4 digits or like 5 digits, then it's a lot more reasonable. But like every time I played, I've seen 7 digits in my room, and me as a 5 digit, and like there's like 2 stars for them and 6 stars for me to choose. Well, everyone gets to choose the same maps, but still, I'll be choosing the 6 stars or like the 5 stars, and they'll probably be choosing the easier ones. But like, I just instantly win here, which is silly. Like, I'd win probably anyway on most maps, but it's just like they'll die here, so it's like sad for them, and they'll leave, right? Probably, or they just like be really sad about it. And then I like fall asleep over here, so yeah. I mean, I don't even hate low diffs. Like, I think they can be interesting, and like there's some nice ones in the pool, but like again, it's limited, so yeah. And I get the matchmaking has to like, it shouldn't take hours, because obviously, so you can't make an only 5-digit room, because like I generally have to get lucky to even see any 5 digits, like over one, like this one room over here was all 6 digits or lower. All of them. I'm like, well, okay, but why am I getting matched then? If I'm like way above anything. I know there's like a hidden elo, but most people won't play the mode that much, that's the thing. So like, you should rather just use rank, I think. I don't know. Even though I know, that's the last thing I want to talk about. It's Peppy himself said it's supposed to be like different from PP, like a second competitive outlet. You're like, well, grinding for PP, it's silly, it's old, and like you'll never reach number. Most people will never reach number 1 or even like very high. You're like 6 digit, people are fine with that. And like these lofty heights are just like silly. And like if you add a rank to something else instead, then you can have like 2 modes and have something anyone can obtain, like at their own pace, instead of some strange number that doesn't really make any sense. You can like fight people, which is nice, but like Peppy says it's supposed to like, PP is supposed to take a back seat or a passenger seat. That's what the phrasing was, but like I don't see it happening, because like Osu is ancient, and like PP has been the entire reason for that. It's competitive, and it's competitive in a very specific way where you can hop on, you can play a quick session, and then you can leave again. And that's, well, the most competitive players will mostly be that, right? Because, well, it makes sense. The highest PP players play in a way that rewards PP. And yeah, there's tournament players. Those tend to be lower rank, because that's not how, you know, tournaments don't care how much PP you have usually, except for like rank capped ones, but that's something different. But tournament players are few and far between. Like most people just don't even play tournaments, and I know part of that is because you have to look at forums and, you know, sign up and everything and deal with a lot of stuff, but still, quick play kind of feels like a mini tournament, and I like that, but I think most people that like play for PP don't really care about that playstyle too much. So like, it just kind of feels like a dream if quick play ever like overtook PP as anything more than like a silly side mode that most people play a couple of times and then don't look at again. On top of already being on laser, which is like still not, it doesn't feel that popular, right? I know like 20-30% of people are on it, but it just doesn't feel that way when there's no people playing the mode. And I feel like it's almost too many modes, like too many modes with too little variants maybe. Because like daily challenge is just you play a map and you're like told to play a map. Quick plays, you play 5 maps and you're just told to play a map. I think it's nice, but ultimately, like if you like playing a lot of maps and you just want to play something you like, then well, you'll play alone, so you'll play for PP, or just for score, or whatever your personal goal is, and then like it's unlikely to actually work as a second competitive goal as a different mode, I think. But I don't really know. I really like the thought of it, just like I ultimately don't see it going too far, like not that the mode has to explode or anything, but like I definitely don't see it taking over. Like you know, I don't think quick play will ever be beating like PP in terms of like anything, because like, it's just not what the player base is used to. Maybe someday you can get enough of a different player base, and then, you know, maybe they'll like eventually, but like you'd really have to push quick play for that. Even if the player base becomes entirely like new, you really have to push specifically quick play and like be like not really make them care about PP at all. Which again, it's just impossible when PP has been the main thing anyone cares about for literal decades. Well, a decade. I know ancient times where score ranking was the number one thing, but like, come on. Ever since PP like really existed, like it's forever been the most relevant thing, and like, how are you gonna put enough focus on quick play to make people care? That's my concern with it. I'll still keep playing it, I think, especially if they change the map pool. I'd like that. And I really like the randomized stuff, you know. I really like a randomized map pool so I can just like play different stuff. Because I really appreciate seeing a lot of different things to play. But we'll see. Like, I know it's in beta, basically, still. Because it says initial everything. It's not quite fine-tuned yet. Especially that you can't use mods is a bit silly, because, like... Again, you play a lot of, like, free stars if you're 4-digit, 5-digit, whatever. Or... If you're really... If you're on the, like, weaker side, and you're forced to play a 6-star, maybe you like to use... I don't know. Probably no fail, but I mean, if you fail, it doesn't do anything, I think, so yeah, but maybe you'd still like to use no fail or anything, and obviously I would like to use at least hidden and hard rock, maybe, but still, maybe even forced mods would be cool, right? Like, it chooses a random map, but then it also says like you're forced to use hidden on that one if you pick it, or hard rock. Or maybe DT, like, obviously not for higher summons, but maybe you can choose a 3-star and then with DT, so it goes up to like 4 or 5. Would be interesting, I think, to put that in a random map pool, or even in a fixed one. And then, well, the others are a bit silly, you know what I mean? You could do stuff like easy hidden or something, but like that's such a niche skill set that most people just wouldn't like it, I think. Especially in a random one where it's like silly. And especially on a side read. If it's random, so it's kinda not that possible. But still, I think it would be nice. And I mean that's pretty much all I have to say. I'm just rambling. But yeah. I like the mode. I think it's interesting. And I hope it doesn't die. I really hope it doesn't die like instantly, because I like it. Like, I just want to play it more, just like... I do think it needs to be tweaked a lot to ultimately function perfectly. And I know the player base is the one that like ultimately needs to keep it alive, because if no one plays, you're not gonna get a match against anyone. And like, you don't want to see this every time, do you? You don't want to play over and over and be like, well, Kitty IRL, you did it. Like, I just hope it somehow gains popularity, and I do hope like that they maybe advertise it more too, in some way. Like you could put it over here, maybe, hey, look, it's quick play. You have to play it. You don't have to, but like, you could play it. Also, rank rate change, so more people come to laser, so more people can play it. Yippee! I don't even care for rank change, but I think it would be a really good choice to actually make people play it, even though it's like it feels completely unrelated, but. I feel like it needs more like active players that care for the game, and it would cost more. Well, yeah, I don't have anything more to say.